Well, hey everybody, and welcome to this midweek review with Mr. John. If you were with me last week, you kind of heard that I had knee surgery and am kind of homebound for a while. So that explains kind of the backdrop that we have here today. And of course, I didn't bring my lighting equipment and stuff that I have where I normally film these. So the lighting is not quite right. But guys, I know you'll bear with me this week. And great news, look, I'm standing up where last week I was laying down. I was kind of out of it still a little bit last week, so I'm totally in my brain cells here. So hey, I appreciate all the prayers I've gotten this week and just all the people that have reached out to me, and I just do appreciate that. But hey, let's get into our story. So it's early in Jesus's ministry. He is still at home. He's living in Nazareth, and he's kind of looking around and he's noticing the Pharisees, right? The Pharisees are just kind of stuck in how they've done things for so long. They've kind of do the same things every year, every week. It's kind of become just going through the motions, really. And Jesus is seeing this, and he sees that the town is kind of gotten, well, kind of blasé, like, oh, gonna go to the temple, or go to this or go to that, and it's the same thing over and over, and people are starting to check out. And the Pharisees are like, hey, everything, we're doing the same thing, we do it well, and it just is not moving the people, and they don't see that it's not really helping grow the ministry worldwide. And Jesus calls them out on it and says, hey, listen, if you're going to be stuck in your town doing the same thing over and over and over, the only people you're really going to hit are in your town, and you're going to start losing them because, frankly, they're going to get bored. If you do the same thing over and over, it's good. You learn how to do it. You learn how to do it well. But if you do the same thing, have you ever had spaghetti for like 21 days in a row? On day 22, you're like going, dude, can we put like a ham or something on the stove? You're looking for something different. And that's kind of where Jesus sees what's going on. So Jesus calls out the Pharisees. He sits there and says, hey, listen, you're stuck here in Nazareth, and you're doing this the same way and the same way. And you're not going to be able to you can't go to someplace else really and be influential, because listen, you're going and trying to take your stuff and put it to somebody new, and it's just not going to work. You need to go out and be flexible. You've got to be willing to meet people where they are. You've got to be willing to teach, knowing what's going on, not just in Nazareth, but you need to know what's going on, say, in Bethlehem. And the problems that they're having. You can't go into Bethlehem and teach Nazareth problems and they understand what's going on. Jesus calls them out. Well, the Pharisees, their reaction is they didn't like it. They didn't want nothing to do with it. We kind of can see this a lot in today. We kind of can see when, like, you get somebody who's very energetic and very good at what they do, and all of a sudden they come in and they start leading, and people start going, hey, this guy, he's pretty good. This gal, she's really on fire and knows what she's doing. Well, the leader at the time says, well, this kind of is a slap to me. It's kind of hurting me, because the people, now the attention is not on me, it's on this person. And listen, I'm supposed to get the credit, right? That's a lot of people actually lead like that, and it's not best for what is going on. Jesus wanted what was best for the kingdom, and he's saying to the Pharisees, listen, how you're doing this is not best for the kingdom. Well, the Pharisees are like going, ain't having none of it, we gonna kick you out. And so they literally take Jesus out of his hometown, and they take him up to a hill, a mighty hill. And their intention was to throw him off, kill Jesus right there. Even before his ministry really kicks off and gets underway, the Pharisees are already trying to find a way to kill Jesus, which is sad. But God, who had a plan, who is going to carry Jesus through his ministry, and Jesus is going to sacrifice when the time is right. And this wasn't the time when Jesus' life was supposed to end. So Jesus just basically walks away and gets out of town. So with all this surgery stuff, it really made me see something that I am doing that kind of, it's kind of off topic here a little bit, but it kind of really relates well. Listen, my knee, I have been working really hard on my knee and trying to get it better because my goal is to be back to normal as soon as possible, because I'm one of those leaders who likes to jump around with the kids, get involved with the kids, and right now I'm hobbling around. I can't move with the kids. This past Sunday, I got to play a few board games. I'm not the real board game type of guy. I'm like more the dodgeball, gaga pitball. That's the kind of games I like to play, and right now I'm just can't do that, and I want to get this healed. So if the doctor came in and had this way, of doing things and say it was not the best way, and I come in with, or he's got a great way of doing it. Let's reverse this. The doctor has a great way of getting you back on your feet as quick as possible. But I come in with the mentality, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to do it the way, I've hurt my knee before and I did it this way and I eventually got better. If I go in with that mentality and not really do what this therapist, who is trained to do this, who is trained to get me back on my feet faster, if I refuse to put in the work that he's asking me to do and just kind of go through the motions and kind of go and do things my way, well, guess what? My knee's not going to heal as fast. Well, I've been taking, and I have a great therapist. His name is Taylor. I'm going to give him a shout out. He's really good at what he does. He's really pushed me. My wife has been really good too. My wife knows me well, and when I'm walking, she sees things that I'm not doing right. She brings it up to the therapist. The therapist goes, okay, let's see what you're doing. One of the things was when I was walking, I was actually having my foot point funny direction. And for me, it took pressure off the knee. It took pain away when you were walking that way. But sometimes we have to go through a little pain to get to a point of progression. I don't know if that makes sense, but in this case, I have to push through kind of some pain and aggravation to get to where I want to be. Well, the therapist sees exactly what my wife saw and goes, okay, here's what you've got to do. Now, the easy way, and I probably would have healed, but it still made it take longer. And who knows, my foot could still point in a certain direction walking. But with his help and my wife seeing this, got me to walk with that foot. Now, I'm still kind of hobbly and I'm still walking slow, but my progression has gotten so well that, listen, I'm up here standing where last week there was no way I could stand for this long and without pain. I'm not hurting right now. And the one biggest kicker is my cane that I had. He told me yesterday at my therapy that I no longer needed the cane. And now he's added even more exercises to me. I have to actually start walking steps. I'm doing a bicycle and going around in complete circles, which if you've ever had a bad knee and that knee doesn't want to go, at first it really hurt. And now I'm going around in circles, both backwards and forwards, and the pain is not there. Guys, the Pharisees had it wrong. Jesus had it right. We know Jesus had it right, right? Jesus said, listen, sometimes we've got to break out of that mold. We can't do the same things over and over and over, even though we do them well. Listen, you're going to bore the people. They're going to stop coming. Add something. Hey, listen, if you want to do, like in kids ministry, one of the greatest things we do, there's a thing, Lego night. Listen, I know churches do Lego night, but if you do the same activities every time, after a certain point, people go, why am I going? I already did this. You know, add something else to it. Give it some spice. You know, hey, listen, that spaghetti dinner, it could be good for 21 days, but 22nd day, you're going, oh man, how about a ham? How about something? Hey, what if you threw some cheese and some spices on that spaghetti? Same meal makes it a little different. Jesus says, hey, let's do it different. Let's reach toward God. And purposely reach to God, but not just in where you're at, around the world. Take what you're doing and spread it out. Tell the world about Jesus. Hey, hopefully next week, I don't know what's going to happen. I may be here still at home. I may be back in the office, but hopefully we'll see you soon. Hey, have a great week. I'm doing good. Again, thanks for the prayers. We'll talk to you later. Bye. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. Jeremiah 29:13.